I will.
There's the man's man, no man ever survived. Invisible hands are behind you just now. If you ever been that race against rage, then you became cause it's no man's land. Masters in heavy rain, ultimate fame. They shot a slave, what they done is in vain. Yelling AK-47, 24/7, but you got 11 persecuted by heaven. Comes with a direction, no indication. You got to let it move first, let it out, let it down, let it inside, let loose, better let it jam, depress. Let's get it up. Then what you gonna do is drop a hammer down, drop rhyme, drop hammer, take it like a labor. You got blood all over, ash all over, spit it out, some game's over. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in, spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust, justice to the man with no life. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in, spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust, justice to the man with no life.
I will.
There's the man's man, no man ever survived. Invisible hands are behind you just now. If you ever been that race against rage, then you the king, cause it's no man's land. Masters in heavy rain, ultimate fame. They shot a slave, what they done is in vain. Yelling AK-47, 24/7, but you got 11 persecuted by heaven. Comes with a direction, no indication. You got to let it move first, let it out, let it down, let it inside, let loose, better let it jam, depress. Let's get it up. Then what you gonna do is drop a hammer down, drop rhyme, drop hammer, take it like a labor. You got blood all over, ash all over, spit it out, some game's over. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in, spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust, justice to the man with no life. Tear up the fear, the end is coming in, spit it out like a spear, I'll burn the dread. No soul, robust, be bust, justice to the man with no
I
life.
will.
Hello and welcome to the show. I am your host, Shànks the Red, and we haven't casted in a very long time. I wasn't really feeling it last week, and then I ruined my schedule. Doing some shit with real life friends. I also don't normally cast at night. That could change because I'm thinking about casting like 8 or 9 onward instead of 5 in the morning, because then it would be right when I'm going to bed. Then I go to bed, wake up, do my shit, and then stream. Which would give me less of an excuse to not stream. And I'd like that better, honestly. I look very orange today because it's nighttime, which means the only light is my light, which is not a white light. So I'm getting all this orange on my face. My face is normally kind of like flushed in the cheeks, but it's not like fucking tanned. I don't tan or anything, so. I also only have one light. I don't have a good lighting system. This is an okay song. So, last time we streamed, we were playing Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 2 to be exact. Yeah, we're going back to that. We were near the end of the game too, which is also a thing. So we're just gonna set that up now. My controller's like shitting on itself. My controller hasn't been working very well the last couple of days, because I used it when I was playing Saints Row the Third this weekend, and it was having some major issues. It seems to be working right now though. Oh god. There's one more thing I have to do that'll help a little bit, but it won't help a lot. Oh, this is still open. Okay, it'll help enough. So yeah, last time we finished Pride Lands. So we have to go back to Twilight Town now. There it is right there. We can't get there yet because we gotta do Assault to Dreadnought, so that's what we're gonna be doing first. Eh, that sounds fine. It's my laptop is too loud, so like it's coming in louder through my headset. Wish my headset's turned on a little bit because people are still awake upstairs, but since it's late enough for them not to really bother me, yeah. So I still don't have my fucking Falcon, but this Highwind's almost as good as a Falcon in terms of damage. And it's better in every other way. Granted, the best way would be to make my own ship. But fuck that shit. Now this level is one of the hardest levels. It's also got the hardest, like, B level, if I remember correctly. I think it's this level that has the hardest B level in the game. Because it's the only one with an actual boss fight. Now chances are I won't get many levels on this because I'm so rusty at it, and I'm just taking damage left and right for no real reason. But who knows, I could get some levels just like right there. I could surprise you. That was awful. Not that levels really matter unless you're doing the missions. But yeah. I could get called because people don't like to do shit. Hopefully that won't be the case. Especially if the cats are especially naughty tonight. Oh yeah, this is the shit. This level is the shit. And I don't mean that like this level is awesome, I mean this is the shit. So this is the level that like demands you play well, or you get no medals. And I've got a good ship, I have no reason to not get medals. Especially because I'm getting hit. Because the Highwind is like the dodge ship. The Falcon's the damage ship. The Highwind is the dodge ship, and the Invincible is just like the tank if you just want to get through this shit. If you're looking at the three like generic ship types. Now if I kill the core right here, which I don't know if I can with this Highwind. Nope. If you manage to kill that core, you're essentially guaranteed 30. Until you get hit anyway. Also, if you kill it, this doesn't happen. Highwind Peak. Highwind Peak might be the ship I've been wanting for the endgame. Chances are we'll be saving Gummy Ship for going back and doing it again type of material. The Gummy Ship missions aren't exactly like while I'm sitting here material.
We're almost there. Huh? Gorge, aren't we here because of the picture? Look, I'll show you.
Yeah, you're just right.
Come on, let's go find this mansion.
Yeah.
So this is our first return to Twilight Town. I had mixed a box here somewhere. At least one box. And we're gonna find that before we go to the mansion. These are also all the boxes that I can get now. These ones down here. We will be leveling my drives to max when we oh, also nobodies. This is when we can start farming nobodies. Which until we need to fight a until we need my other Keyblade, we're just gonna run around with the Winnie the Pooh Keyblade. Now the reason there are so many boxes is because this just opened up. The underground section, which we didn't have available to us before. My Steam is updating, which is awesome. Definitely don't want that to be happening right now while I'm in the middle of some shit. But yeah, we want as much lucky as we can equip right now. Gear and AP bonuses. All of it needs to be equipped. I'm gonna deal with my Steam real quick by not closing some shit. Not closing some shit, I meant closing some shit. So yeah, we're gonna be hey look, a gambler. Also, I think at this point, I think definitely by the time we get to the nobody world, but I think at this point, I can unlock the last form, which I'm gonna look that up now. Oh, we can't get it yet. Oh, we're close to being able to get it, which is important to note, because that is true. We are very close to being able to get it. And the last form is leveled by killing nobodies. Which means while we're farming all of these Twilight Shards and stuff, which we're going to need, for the 3 weapons I'll be farming, because I've never beaten the game without Ultimate Weapon. And I like finishing it with Ultimate Weapon. Because Ultimate Weapon looks really cool. Now getting it means we're gonna have to do a few side things that are a little bit harder. But we're not gonna do them yet. We're gonna do them after I've leveled up my forms. Which means we're gonna have to do it essentially right before the last boss fight. Like, all of the side stuff will be happening right before that last boss fight. For the most part. But, that's fine. I mean, it's not that big a deal. I think another place where I can get boxes now is the a mountain, like the area, right, yeah, this area. Like, this is where we fought Vivi as Roxas. So outside this is where we did the wonders. In that area. We never got boxes there because we couldn't go there. By the time we could get the trains, it wouldn't have led us onto the other train. And that's not because I didn't try to, it's because they tell you you can't. I could have tried to, and it wouldn't have let me. So yeah. All these Lancers are nice, because they're the one, like, They're the ones I always find the nobody shield off of, which is a shield you can get for Goofy. It has like a 0.1% drop rate, or maybe it's a 1%. It's probably a 1% because Kingdom Hearts is much more lenient about its rare drops. Square's pretty good about that. Not like doing MMO drop rates for most of their rare drops in games. With some obvious exceptions, but yeah. Like the rare summons in Final Fantasy IV, which I just played through again recently. There's one of the Orichalcum pluses. There are 7 in the game, and you need all 7 in order to finish Ultima Weapon. They're only used for that recipe. And that recipe requires 13, which means you're gonna have to use an energy shard or max out your level. Which doesn't make much sense because you can use 2 shards anyway. You can use 1 shard regardless, so you don't really need to wait. And you're wasting XP if you wait, to be honest. Because you can't energy shard to have it again, and even if you can, it would only drop it to 4. And I don't think you can, so yeah. I keep hitting select thinking that's my menu because it's been so long. I did miss a box in here. Or in the... Whatchafuck. Oh. Hopefully this is it. Yeah. So yeah, we're just cleaning up boxes before we move on with the story. And to be honest with you, I am seriously considering the cast time change, because mostly because I can almost guarantee I will cast every day I'm supposed to, if it's not right when I wake up. I'm so bad at waking up in alarms because it's harder to like fall asleep. If it's like right before I go to bed every day, like within an hour or two, like say I do a 6-hour cast, then I go to bed an hour later or 2 hours later, I can anticipate that. Plus I'll be going to bed when people aren't awake, because it's a later cast, which is fucking amazing. You have no idea how much better that is for me, because not having to be woken up by people is god tier. There's also the possibility of me doing 8-hour casts if I do it at night, which isn't a high possibility, but we'll see, because I don't really know when I'd end at 6 hours, because I didn't do the math. But there's a good chance I can do, well actually it doesn't matter. Now that I think about it, there might not be a good chance, because I need to wake up as early as I can. Damn, now that I think about it, it's not the best idea. But we'll see. Using learn on the actual dragons is so like risk because of how finicky it is with hitting your target. Like sometimes it'll just won't hit your target ever. And there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah, Lord just gave me a Twilight Shard. Are you fucking serious? This is very, very useful, and it's going to save my ass on 2 of the bosses in the last world. Because I'm not very good at those bosses. The last boss I've got like no worries because I'm gonna be gearing for that. Sora's gonna be looking really sexy by the time we get to that boss. However, the other 2 I'm not gonna have Ultimate Weapon for. I could grind a ribbon. I actually have to use the I didn't realize that. That's interesting. It's cool. Not really, the reason I'm going to be leveling all my forms, and that's going to take a while, which is why I'm not sure if we'll finish the game today. My controller just like... I don't know what's wrong with it, but like the connector's not reading properly anymore for some reason. So like it randomly just decides to not be connected and then reconnect. I don't understand it. I probably won't understand it. My damage is pretty low because it's not like... the word I'm looking for. Actually, I have no idea where I'm going. I guess here. The Moogle shop should be open now. But the dancers are here. Which fucking dancers, man. Remember, these are probably the most annoying enemies overall. At least in terms of nobodies. Also, something really interesting to note. This is, now that I think about it, this was the first game to not prominently feature Riku. Like, it talks about him the whole game, but his reveal was done really, really well. And we haven't even gotten to it yet. It's kind of like the reveal of Ganon at the end of Legend of Zelda. Like, you get nothing about him until you actually fight him. So you're all hyped to see it. The only difference is we knew what Riku looks like generally. So by the time we found out who he was and what he looked like, we already had a general idea, which is different from Ganon. Ganon, and I can't say this from experience, but I've like watched people talk all nostalgically about it, and shit like that. So I have a general idea of what it was like, but I don't have it like personal experience with that. I'm trying to think of one where it's like the same type of thing that I got to experience, but nothing's coming to mind. Because I knew what Ganon looked like, at least a newer version of Ganon, like, because I played Ocarina of Time first. That was the game that came out when I was a kid, so it was the first game I got to experience. Nobody's are kicking my ass because I'm doing this with the shittiest weapon in the game. But it's literally just the Keyblade.
Hey,
A Kingdom
you
Key.
alright? What happened?
We came here looking for Kyrie. Then those white things attacked us.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, you guys didn't have to go and do that.
Of course we did. Kyrie's our friend too, you know.
You're right. You know, I never thought of it like that before.
Word is, this mansion gets a lot of really strange visitors.
We thought this place might be the gateway to some kind of alternate Twilight Town.
What do you mean, alternate Twilight Town?
That flicker.
Hey, Goofy, do you think we could see that crystal of yours?
I made that pouch myself, and I still have it. So, there shouldn't be two of them here.
And this is the trophy Cypher gave you. You left it behind, remember?
It's the only one of its kind. Same for the crystals. Red, blue, yellow, green. Only one of each color. But you've got your own.
So, where'd you get it?
The pouch is from the king. When he gave us money for the train ride, he gave us the crystal too.
It's our kitty.
But then, where did the king
Louis
get
says
it?
hello.
See? There's gotta be another town out there like this one.
I
That would
know.
explain how the king got that pouch in the crystal.
I know.
Everything makes sense.
It does?
Oh, like,
That other
let me
town must be
down,
where whatever's
fool.
missing from here
I want
went.
to run
But
away.
Kyrie,
Get into shit.
I get it.
You look so sad. You go, what did I do to deserve this? Mickey! The king is here! I don't understand my green screen. Like, I've got the similarity jacked up so high, and then out of nowhere it just decides to work perfectly. Like, there's no similarity problems. Even though the lighting hasn't changed, where I'm sitting hasn't changed. That just shows, and then, like, out of nowhere it'll just be shitty again. And I'm sure it will. It's more often shitty than it's, like, perfect. Right now it's perfect, like a good quality green screen, but it's far from that. Like one false move and it's just gone, and then it starts like eating the sides of my body again and my fucking... The worst part about the similarity blend, because it's blue that I'm trying to chroma, and not green like it should be, is it eats my chair, and you can see it trying to eat my chair.
He snuck into Organization 13 stronghold.
But it also eats my shirts
And we
when I'm wearing
figured
like
out where
black shirts
Kyrie
and
is.
stuff,
I'm pretty
which is
sure we're
most of
right.
my wardrobe.
But why'd you all come here?
Someone gave us a clue.
Who?
I do have a
Your
blue
Majesty
shirt, which does
sorta thinks
look
it might have been
terrible
Riku.
on
It's
cast,
just a feeling I had.
because it doesn't get
Well,
chromed
if that's what you
properly.
think, then it's probably right.
So you just see
You mean
bits and
Riku's
pieces of
okay?
shirt,
If that's what you think,
just like
I've
this.
waited long enough,
Parts
Your
of the
Majesty.
blue
Tell me what you
are
know.
being chromed out.
it's not for me to say.
But Your Majesty, why?
I don't want to break my promise.
You made a promise to Riku? So he's okay. I can see him again.
Huh? Who's Riku?
My best friend. That's it.
Your Majesty? You got the pouch with the crystal from Riku, didn't you? And you promised not to tell, right?
Gosh, guys.
That's enough.
Yeah. Let's go. Kyrie, Riku, we're on our way.
Oh yeah, best controller ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Riku was brought up again, and the king gets eerily quiet when he gets brought up. There's gotta be a computer somewhere. Computer. Do you think it's connected to that other Twilight Town? It might be, and there should be a way to into the realm of darkness there. Riku told you that, didn't he? Please, Sora, I made a promise. Aha, I knew it. Hey, stop pestering the king! You can probably hear, like, people yelling each time I talk and open the noise gate. My apologies about that. My family has no, like, volume control. Right, sorry. Yeah. I also want to see if there's anybody. I need to Skype open on my other non-streaming system. I normally don't open Skype because I stream in the morning, but if I'm gonna stream at night, there's a chance I could do some co-op stuff if any of my friends like show up and want to do something. Like, there's a chance I could drop everything and end up doing like a damned stream, or depending on what I have installed, damned, like a Left 4 Dead, stuff like that. Right now I don't have a lot of co-op installed. I've got damn it! Now that card game is actually not that hard. I just suck. So now I'm stuck in card mode until the form runs out. Which it did now, but I was attacking. Oh my god, stop. The gamblers are actually really annoying if you try to play their game and then fail. Because then they get the chance to like catch you in their fucking combos with the dice and shit. Donald learned Lucky Lucky. Fucking right. The more Lucky Lucky you equip, the better it is, because it like... So we've got 5. Which is fucking crazy. Oh, camera. So there's a lot of mithril in these boxes, which is nice because it means I don't have to make as much later. But that doesn't mean I won't have to make any. The elixirs are nice too because we're gonna need those when we do the optional boss. The optional boss is just Sora, if I remember correctly. And he's a pain in your dickhole. Like, for real. Granted, he's easier than his Kingdom Hearts 1 incarnation because I actually beat him when I was younger. I didn't beat the Platinum Cup, which is his Kingdom Hearts 1 incarnation, for years after I had beaten the game, which is a testament to that shithead. He's one of the hardest, if not... Well, he's one of the hardest super bosses I've beaten in Square games. I've beaten. Because no matter how leveled you are, it's the same for all super bosses. No matter how leveled you are, it doesn't really make it that much easier. In fact, in some cases, it could make it harder, like on Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII is one of the easier super bosses, though, because of how easy it is to get the items you need to do that fight. It's fairly simple to get the auras and the holy wars you need to just steamroll that super boss.
There!
We found it.
I probably won't be doing it anyway though.
I can handle it.
As we do still have Final Fantasy VIII on the back
Okay.
burner. And it
Here
will be
we
played
go.
after this game.
Oh,
What's wrong?
I can't go any further without a password.
Do you have any idea what the password might be?
Well, we only got this photo.
Roxas!
Ah, the salty sweet ice cream bar.
Yeah, the one Donald ate up.
It was in the box right next to the photo.
Hey, that's it. Ansem the Wise loved ice cream.
Okay, what's the name of the flavor?
It isn't really ice cream though, it's more of a popsicle. And I've said that several times. And I don't seem to get it. Now I came in here because we haven't been able to come in here to actually go visit Sora's room. I don't think we can visit Sora's actual room. But we can do the room Donald and Goofy were in. Which is the important one. Because there's a box in here. There are actually multiple boxes in here if I remember correctly. She tried to grab me. She did grab me. There it is, right there. The ultimate recipe. So there was only one box in here. The ultimate recipe is our last weapon recipe. We got the king recipe, we got the queen recipe, and that was our ultimate recipe. So we've now got the 3 synthesis recipes I want to make. Here's Sora's room. There's nothing in there. It was that box that was important, and we got it. So we can leave now. 'Cause yeah, fucking recipes. And we got all but the one treasure I missed in the first place. Which we'll come back and get later. And we're 48. We were like, what? 60-ish when we finished Sea Salt Ice Cream. Kingdom Hearts 1. So that's about where I expect to be at the end of this one, although we'll probably be higher.
We'll be here to hold down the fort.
Say hi to Kyrie.
You bet.
Because the synthesis is longer in this one. We'll see though. It really depends on how much synthesis farming I want to do before we move on to Final Fantasy VIII. Because I am feeling my Final Fantasy VIII run now. Like, feeling like I want to do it. We probably won't do it right after this because there's something else I'm feeling like I want something else on the cast in between all these RPGs.
This is the other Twilight Town. Roxas's Twilight Town.
But the game I want to play co-op, and the only way I'm going to be able to put that on the cast is if I switch to nighttime cast, and
into the dark realm somewhere.
it would still only be like once a week on weekends, because it's the person I'd be doing it with really is only available like once or twice a week, typically. And that game is Saints Row 4. I beat Saints Row 3 with said person.
There.
On Saturday.
This is it.
And I was kind of hoping we'd start Saints Row 4 yesterday, but it made sense that we didn't. Or was it yesterday? It might have been the day before yesterday. No, it was yesterday. Today's Monday. Ah. For some reason I was thinking it was Tuesday.
What is this place?
Well, which way should we go?
Riku! Kairi!
So this actually has one of the best cutscenes, in my opinion, for Kingdom Hearts 2. A lot of the context is missing though, without playing 358 over 2 days. And that isn't really a spoiler, because it doesn't really, unless you know 358 over 2 days before this game.
Why?
But yeah,
Don't ask, just do it.
just with Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2, we really don't know that much about Axel.
I kidnapped Kairi, but she got away from me. After that,
You stirred up
Shànks
trouble
caught her. He's
at
a member
Castle
of
Oblivion.
Organization 13. Shànks. Got it memorized? Now go save her.
And then he sort of went rogue for no reason in Kingdom Hearts 2. And you kind of have to assume it's because Roxas left. So now Roxas appears in our fucking journal finally. Because, I don't know why, because they mentioned Roxas. So does Axel finally. And Diz. And Nominee. Now Diz I can understand because they haven't mentioned Diz at all in Sora's story. Nominee and Axel on the other hand, I don't get. Because they've mentioned Axel several times. And they mentioned Nominee at the very beginning when Sora woke up. So I kind of feel like they should have been in the journal already. Personal opinion. But yeah, we don't really know that much about Axel. Other than he and Roxas were friends. They really drove that point home without expanding on it in Kingdom Hearts 2. And granted, there was already enough that they had to, like, put together that they really couldn't put the finishing touch on a lot of the character development. And there's some character development I feel is lacking even with the 358 over 2 days. Especially in the organization. Zemnis talks like at the very end of the game. I mean, we heard him talk at the beginning when he was hooded, but we didn't really get any of his character until Hollow Bastion, and that was very little of it. We don't really get to see his character, like personality, until the end of the game. And then it's still very much like the Heartless that we fought in Kingdom Hearts. Very single-minded without much personality, which the Nobody is supposed to have more feeling, like more ability to act like a human, but the Heartless version of Xehanort seemed more human than the Nobody, which was really weird.
Whoa!
It made me feel like Syx was the true primary antagonist to this game, not Zemnis, which would be the one biggest flaw, I think, for this game. But Square's had that problem since the PS2 era, with making primary antagonists that I feel about, like, that I care about. Yu Yevon, even though the real primary antagonist of that game is Seymour, Seymour had enough problems, and they rehashed his problem. One of his major problems of being overused in 13 with Bartandulus, who is your primary antagonist.
What were you trying to do?
I wanted to see Roxas. He was the only one I liked. He made me feel like I had a heart. It's kind of funny. You make me feel the same. Kyrie's in the castle dungeon. Now go!
But yeah, Axel is a very likable Nobody. Like, he's probably... It's hard for me to say, like, he's not my favorite, because he isn't. Because in terms of character development, he's just not up there. And it's hard for me to say that because he is the most likable Nobody.
Come on, let's get going.
He's the guy who can let loose and just be himself. And you like that about him. And I think that's why that a lot of people would say he is their favorite. But I don't like take that approach when I talk about what character, especially when we come to talk about villains. Axel is in the middle, which I hate that so much. Especially in a Square RPG, where there's a lot of black and white. There's very little gray in those RPGs. The Final Fantasy series, they're starting to tread with the gray areas, and I hate it so much, because it makes it harder to feel like hate or love when there's these gray areas. And I understand it's supposed to make it feel more realistic, but that's not the point. That waters down the storytelling. Gray areas are so... eh. Save that for realistic genres like first-person shooters and shit. And even there, I don't like it because it waters down the story. I want the paladin type, like, fucking... character. Even in my first person shooter. Like, that's who I want to be, want the protagonist to be. I want the dickhole who's gonna kick them while they're down as my primary antagonist. Like the guy who would fucking jerk off on you while you're like tending to a bullet wound. That kind of dick. Like, has no redeeming qualities. The guy you just wanna hate. And for my protagonist, I want somebody I can really get behind. Somebody with no negative qualities. And granted, there are protagonists, more realistic protagonists I like, because as I said that, I thought about my favorite protagonist of all time doesn't embody that at all. Like, he's a more realistic approach. And as I said that, I realized that's how most people want their heroes. And Squall is a more realistic approach. There's a lot of qualities about him that just make people want to fucking sock him in the dick. And I get that. Because I talk shit on Titus and all these other characters all the time because of how these qualities that I just hate about them. Because they don't feel like protagonists to me. And then, yeah. So, I guess it isn't fair for me to say that. For my protagonist, I want a protagonist I can feel for, but it can vary. Like, even Titus, by the end of the game, I feel for him. So I'm not as picky about my protagonists. When it comes down to it, I guess. My antagonists, I'm pretty picky about. Like, I want a Sephiroth. I want Kuja. Who I did. That's one thing I can say I like about him. Like, he knows where he is in Final Fantasy IX, and I've never finished 9. But Kuja's about the only thing I remember from that game. Because motherfucker was like Sephiroth. All he cared about was the fucking destruction. Or Zemus in Final Fantasy IV, which is a huge spoiler if you haven't played that game. Because you really don't know who your antagonist is for most of the game. Well, for half the game. Then you think it's somebody else. And I always gave that game shit. And we're gonna go back and play the original SNES version and see if it explained it as well as the 3D remake does. But I don't remember it explaining the reasoning as to why your primary antagonist suddenly shifts, like in the last couple hours of gameplay. It didn't make sense to me. So we're in the final world. Now that I've gone off on that tangent, this is the world that never was. Appropriate name for nobodies, the people that are never supposed to exist. Now if we go outside and look at it, which we will later, and I'll show you. There are two sections to this world. The city at the bottom, and then the castle at the top. The city at the bottom are where all these Heartless gather. Because it's like... it's not where the organization is. And the castle where the organization lives is where the nobodies gather. So we're in the city, which is where all these shadows... Neo shadows show up here too, but I haven't seen one yet, which is upsetting, because Neo shadows are cool. It's not really that upsetting, because Neo Shadows can kill you if you aren't paying attention. Shadows, you'd really have to be like AFK or something for a Shadow to kill you. This is the best place to level Wisdom Form, also. Because, there's so much spawning. So once you've found the save point where you can back out of the map, you just level Wisdom Form here. And that's kind of why I didn't level Wisdom Form, like once I got bored of the Twilight Town, the Hollow Bastion farming, because it's easier to do it here. Like, you can get more kills in the short amount of time you have on your drive. Just like the easiest place to level Master Form, which we will do because even though it's like the worst ability in terms of practical uses, it's still kind of useful. It's useful when you go to 100% the game, like the poster delivery and stuff like that. As is Glide and Quick Run. But the poster boy is the biggest issue when you go to 100% this game. Is fuck that minigame. At least for me. Like that, I can do all the tournaments and all their like caveats. I can do Phil's training, which is probably the second worst thing for me. The bees, the junk sweep, I can do all that shit. Like, easy. That poster boy fucking is so dumb, bro. I think we're close to the save point. Winnie the Pooh. I like how I said this is a good area to level Wisdom Form, and never proceed to pop Wisdom Form. I'm not using my drives anyway, but fuck it, let's not use them anyway. It's funny how, like, this world's running better than every world in the fucking game. For some fucking reason. I don't understand. Probably because everything's all rendered close together. There's no, like, faraway draw distances. Which is something this game was really, like, big on doing. Granted, this game wasn't like fucking Shadow of the Colossus, which I've still never played. I've heard that game is like gaming porn in terms of how good it is, but I've never touched it. I'd like to, but given it had like fucking... Apparently it had frame rate issues on the original console, I would hate to see what it would look like when I try to stream it. We might try though, we'll see. I'll have to look into that later. Because I would like to see what all the fuss is about with Shadow of the Colossus. Because I've never watched a playthrough, I've never watched any gameplay footage. I've just got all the hype people give it. But I mean, typically I don't walk away disappointed when a game gets hyped like that. Typically. I got it, I got it, I got it. I'm sure you do, Donald. What's funny is this fun does eventually end. It doesn't look like it, but it really does. I know that because I've leveled Wisdom Form here. And when you get to the last couple levels to unlock your 7th bar, you will actually run out of enemies while standing here. At least if you're killing them fast enough, which is a little RNG dependent to hope the fucking shadows don't go on into invulnerability, but this is a good amount of XP though, so it's not like I want to like walk away, because I know what the next boss fight is, and it's probably the hardest boss fight left in the game, which is a little spoilerish, but fuck it. For me, the next boss fight is the hardest boss fight in the game. Unless I'm forgetting a boss fight. That comes before it, but I don't think I am. So,
Donald, Goofy!
every little bit of XP matters.
Huh? A Keyblade?
I've never watched this cutscene with the Winnie the Pooh Keyblade.
Who are you? Someone from the dark. You can't be Riku. Riku. I defeated a Riku once. You what? Tell me. Tell me why he picked you.
I do like Roxas better though, even though you don't really get to know him very well. He's the darker half, so he gets to do the badass shit. Even though some of his lines are cheesy, like,
That's why.
why? Why did the Keyblade pick you? Why? And then he just says, shut up. Why would you run at it? You have the ability to just call it back to you.
What?
That hood dropped really fast.
You make a good other.
They have the exact same eyeballs. I guess they should. But yeah.
You make a good other.
Are you okay?
What just happened?
Gorsh, I don't know. You just disappeared. Then me and Donald had to fight some nobodies.
Oh. He said he defeated Riku.
Who said that?
That guy. In the black coat.
But nobody can defeat Riku.
We did.
You're right.
Or did you forget?
A black
It was only a year ago,
Organization
Donald.
13. He must have been trying to trick you.
Yeah, that must be why we didn't see
Holy
him.
fuck, I just realized it's like
You must
15
be
minutes
tired,
after the hour.
Sora.
Come on, let's just find a way to get into that castle.
Did I really spend that much time in the fucking city just killing shadows? That had to have been like 30 minutes. Okay, so at this point, we can actually unlock the final drive of the game. Once we hit that cutscene, you have a chance of getting final form. The final form of the game, obviously. It's random whenever you pick a form, but once you've unlocked it, you can pick it in the menu. Unfortunately, we got anti-form because my luck is awesome. Anti-form could get me killed in a map with Neo Shadows. Because Neo Shadows have like stupid combos if you get yourself caught in them. So do I. It's a shame too because I lost all of my drive bars. I was kind of hoping just to hit Wisdom Form, get a few Heartless kills. Oh well. Okay. Oh, can AP oh my god, that's a lot of fucking containers I just left on the ground. Dark shards. I don't think I was hurting for dark shards, but thank you. Oh, so we made it to the save point. There it is.
Dead end?
There's gotta be a path somewhere.
Meanwhile, in the dungeon, Pluto and Kyrie are sitting there.
What are you going to do with us?
You're the fire that feeds Sora's anger.
No. Sora's in danger because of me. This way. Who? Believe in yourself. Come on, hurry!
Believe in yourself. Woo! I've seen this game get a lot of shit because of the way they handled the Kyrie character, and for the most part I'd agree.
Kyrie, we're almost
But I
there.
mean, it is partnered with Disney before the progressive move. With the new, like, not damsel in distress movies. So it kind of makes a little bit of sense. That is an amazing shield. I can now buy dark shards, which is pretty cool. Because it means I don't have to farm them if I have money. So there's, these three things are the things I want to get before I finish the game. This is the one that will require farming. Because of not only the Serenity Crystals, the Dense and Twilight Crystals will be easy. I'll get those while I'm farming Final Form. The Oracle and Pluses, there are 3 left in the game because I have 4. At least one of them is in the Hades Cup. Or Hades Cup. We did the Hades Cup. One of them is in the last cup. One of them requires to gather every material, and one of them requires me to do Atlantica. Finish Atlantica, if I'm not mistaken. Which we can do. I just haven't done it yet. Atlantica's fun though. A nice distraction away from the rest of the game. Why not? So, we got level 6. Which is cool. So yeah, dark shards are 100 money a piece. Like, my brain automatically is like, money! But that's not what it is. Money. We're just not gonna take that 9 o'clock break. Even though that would be the first break. I'm so into it, I just want to play the game. And,
Kyrie, where are you?
I don't really need to use the restroom, so it's not that big a deal.
Remember where we are. This is their stronghold.
Wait! Your Majesty!
Be careful. I think we got company.
Now this world's kind of where everything that's been building up just falls out, like, you hit your climax somewhere in this world. It's
Nominate?
I don't remember exactly where.
I'm afraid leaving is not an option. I'll take you to see Sora. You don't want that?
I do. More than anything. But not with you around.
If I had a heart, this would be where I'd die of laughter.
Oh shit.
Didn't Roxas take care of you?
You can take it from here, Riku.
Riku?
That's the first time they actually reference him. Like, that's who's been following you around. And obviously that's who took care of Roxas. Since it's been the same guy with the same Keyblade the whole game. But we know that because we saw his Keyblade in the first game and in Chain of Memories. So the moment that he pulled out that Keyblade, we knew who the fuck it was.
Riku, you're really here?
And we also knew this because he had pulled his hood down before. Now that's supposed to be shocking, but when I first played through the game, I already knew what was gonna happen because they showed you. It was like, it's okay. It's still badass to finally, like, drop the Riku bomb. There's a better Riku bomb later in the game. It's a little spoilery, but not really at the same time, because there's so much in this world. Because it's our climax. Now this is the Sorcerer. This is the final nobody in the game. And he's a cunt. Like, I've mentioned the ones I hate, and the ones that, like, are annoying. This guy shouldn't exist. Just fuck that guy. He's so fucking frustrating. And if I had to hazard a guess as to who he's supposed to be based off of, I would say Vexen or Zexion, but it's anyone's guess. Really. I did make that ribbon and then never put it on anybody. It's only 10% though. Or defense. We'll get rid of this for it. Roxas! So yeah, they moved the Ansem guy right here, over here, and called him Riku. Because that's who it is. Yay! We also, because of that cutscene, we finally got Roxas on here. Which I can kind of see that one because, I mean, that's when you finally meet him. But at the same time, it bothers me. Because we've been talking about Roxas this whole fucking time. And he's not in our fucking... Oh, fuck. I probably should have done that before I went into this room. Because, the Lancers aren't exactly, fun. Look at the XP gain in this level. Like, this world is insane for XP. Thank you. Oh god, I think we're right before the next boss. Which, again, if I'm correct, is the hardest boss for me in the game. Now that doesn't mean much because he's been the hardest boss for me, like throughout the entire game. And I've done multiple playthroughs of the game. He's also one of the bosses I'm very familiar with his pattern in what he does. So, while he's the hardest, that doesn't necessarily make him the hardest because I understand him. Does it mean I'm not gonna die? Probably not. Does it mean I have a higher chance of not dying? Yeah. Just like, I didn't die to Zaldin. And Zaldin's my least anticipated fight. Yeah. We got this. We got this. So, definitely a contender for my favorite organization member, up there with Shànks.
Sora, you've done well.
Which Shànks just showed up.
Who knows? I expect she's catching up with her friend from the darkness.
What do you mean?
She doesn't need you anymore.
I'm supposed to believe that?
Well, you don't have to. But you can believe this. Organization 13 has no further use for you. Just look there. Our Kingdom Hearts. Thanks to you, we've collected countless hearts. Can you hear their euphoria? Now all they need is one more helping from the Keyblade Bearer.
I forgot it. I thought this scene was later.
But Kingdom Hearts.
Sora! Sora, it's really you!
Kairi!
Huh? You leave Sora alone!
You thought she was jumping down to Sora? Nope.
Sora!
Take it.
This time, I'll fight. You know Sora's completely hopeless without us. Come on, Riku.
Well, well. Will the intrusions never end?
quite peaked. This castle is perfect.
So if they're just gonna use their teleport the entire time, why even have doors? Like, why not just have rooms? Wouldn't that make it harder for people to intrude?
It's way too close to the darkness. They ain't gonna listen to us here.
Just saying. If they're gonna use their little darkness portals, it kind of makes no sense to have doors and corridors and shit. Oh shit, it's the king! And there's Diz, who we haven't seen since he told Roxas to become one with Sora. What's funny is I saw the Riku thing coming, but I didn't see this one coming. So when they revealed Ansem, I was like, oh shit. Even though it's the exact same voice, it's fucking Christopher Lee. But, like, when I was in middle school, the only films I had seen Christopher Lee in were Lord of the Rings. Which makes it even worse, because that's where his voice is, like, most prevalent.
I was obsessed with thoughts of revenge. My apprentices stole everything precious to me. My research and my pride.
But yeah.
I can't help you with revenge.
I know. Riku's told me 1,000 times.
Where is he?
He must be with his friends by now. Riku was a great help to me. I found him wandering the darkness after you and he lost track of each other.
Gosh, we didn't lose each other exactly. Riku left, well, because Xehanort's Heartless was still inside his heart, troubling him. And he sure must have been suffering. But what I don't understand is why he looks like that now, when he's still Riku at heart.
I am to blame. When I met Riku the first time, he still had the appearance of a boy. Probably because he had such a strong heart. I asked him to find a young man named Roxas from Organization 13 and bring him to me. When I told him it would help Sora awaken from his slumber, Riku left without a word. He fought Roxas, and I can only surmise Riku lost that fight. Riku must have realized then, to fight in the realm of darkness, he would have to immerse himself in that same darkness. And when he did, you saw what became of him. When Riku brought Roxas back to me, he was introducing himself as Ansem. If that was what it took to awaken his friend, he was ready to live in darkness. Riku was the victim of my revenge. Oh, how my heart ached. I could only laugh.
I was just calm.
My shame.
After 8
It
o'clock.
must have been after that when I saw Riku
I
again.
can't fucking
He
believe
said
that.
He wanted to help Sora, but he made me promise. Promise that Sora wouldn't ever find out about what happened to him while he was out in the darkness.
My friend, the time has come. I must make amends to these young people.
So I'll probably take my 10 o'clock break a little bit early so that I can remind or tell people that I am streaming and I won't be answering anything because they shouldn't be calling me when there's nothing to call me for anyway. It's fucking stupid. And here he is.
Have you been a good boy?
Show yourself!
Oh, it sounds like you haven't. Sora! Roxas!
Roxas? Hey, did he just call me Roxas?
You've really put Organization 13 in a pickle. I guess that must be why the Keyblade chose you. But man, did it pick a dud this time. You don't look like you're half the hero the others were.
Are you done rambling?
Rambling? As if. All I'm trying to tell you, traitor, is that your time is up.
I fucking love Zigbar. And he's like one of the... It's one of the reasons I'm like so passionate about how little detailed the character design is, and I wish it was better. Like the development for the characters anyway. Because this is a badass fight. And Zigbar is a really cool character. He's got nowhere near the development that I wish he had. So yeah, he just sort of sits there shooting at you over and over and over and over and over again. And it's kind of a difficult fight because you're only allowed however many items you can carry and your mana bar. So if you don't like play it the way they want you to play it, you're probably going to take a lot of damage. And once you get to a certain point, we're pretty much there now, but once you get to a certain point, the fight gets even harder. We're not there yet. We got to this attack, which is pretty much how I'm going to be able to damage him at this point, is the Warp Snipe command. Because he moves too fast to use anything else. But once he gets like to the end of his fight, he adds one more attack that's just ridiculous. Oh, we're here. This attack is essentially bullet hell in Kingdom Hearts. And I'm not good at it, as you saw. But I'm good at warp sniping. Which is actually nice.
Clever little sneak.
Oh god, the bullet hell. The bullet hell. So yeah, that's how you're supposed to dodge that attack. That doesn't mean I always do it that way because I'm an idiot. Got him! Yes! First try. Yeah, that fight is he's the one fight where he'll just one-shot you. The only fight that will do that. Zelda does a combo that can do it too, but you cannot level that combo. You have to be like 75 plus to out-level Zigbars, damage-wise.
Why did you call me Roxas?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hey, hold on.
Luckily, Donald saved my life, or I would have died. That first time I got hit by his combo. That's fact.
Uh-oh, they need our help.
Sora and Rico are together. We have no part to play here.
Gee, I wonder if Riku will ever change back.
Rico chose that form so he could use the power of darkness. It won't be easy.
I like how they're struggling with shadows. Just
Kairi,
an interesting
we're on our
concept.
way.
So we finally got answer report 3. Which is pretty fucking awesome, because now I can read them. The ones that are in a row. So there's Ansem. There's Sigvar. Those two got updated. Shouldn't they got updated in here, because Diz changed Ansem Wise. So yeah, we've read answer report 1 and 2, and now we'll read 3. Chaos affects not only this world, but many other worlds besides. In the Ansem reports my apprentice Xehanort had written under my name. I found the records of his hideous experiments, along with his hypothesis about the door that had appeared out of the darkness in my basement. All living things have hearts, and all hearts hold darkness deep within. Worlds are no exception. If a world is a being, the heart it holds must be colossal, and the darkness at its core must be monstrous indeed. Did Xehanort pass through the door in attempt to contact that dark realm? No, not only Xehanort, it appears my 5 other apprentices, believing it was for the sake of research, stared deep into the darkness and were pulled into it. Even Ienzo, Lang, Gleg, Elin, and Elus, they have ceased to be human. I, too, have had everything taken away from me, banished to a hollow realm of nothingness. What is Xehanort hoping to gain with my pilfered existence? Will my people cease to smile? If the light of hope has been extinguished, I shall henceforth walk with darkness as a friend. Here in the realm of nothingness to which I have been relegated. Darkness in the midst of nothing. Darkness in zero. Thus I shall be known as Diz. And that's where the D lowercase I-Z comes from. Diz. Which I had forgotten that. So I actually want to figure out which people these are. So even is Vexen. Ienzo is Zexion. Bleg, or Brag is his actual name, is Zigbar. Dalan is Zaldan. And Ellis is probably Syx. Alis. Oh no, it's Alexius. Huh. I was noticing a pattern, and then it like threw a curveball at me. So, based on that, we know these three. Oh no, it is the first five. Brag, Dylan, Yenzo, Evan, and Ace. The first six are the original organization members, which is kind of what I expected, but I thought Syx was number 6 for some reason. Because of the play on words. I guess that was too cheesy. So, we weren't done because I do have 4. We gotta go all the way through 8. The distant days spent in that beautiful paradise are an illusion to me now. How long have I been there? Banished to the realm of nothingness. It is only by relying upon my anger and hatred have I been able to retain my sense of self here, where all existence is nullified. My heart is being overcome with hatred towards my apprentices, possessed by the darkness, and with the anger I feel for stupidly allowing myself to be betrayed. Is this darkness eating away at my heart? I cannot continue to idle away my time here. What are Xehanort and the others attempting to do? I must unravel the mystery of these Ansem reports, intercept my apprentices, and defeat them. That is my mission. The only way to repay the world for my sins. Those beings who lack hearts, the heartless, must be the key. The darkness of the heart made flesh. Cursed shadows who do not only lack hearts, but multiply by seizing hearts from any and all living things. Where have they come from and where are they going? 3 elements combined to create life: a heart, a soul, and a body. But what of the soul and body left behind when the heart is lost? When the soul leaves the body, its vessel, the life, gives way to death. But what about when the heart leaves? A being does not perish when its heart leaves its body. The heart alone disappears into the darkness. There is little time. If I remain in this realm much longer, I will certainly learn these answers the hard way. My heart is already a captive of the darkness. So, he was talking about the nobodies and how they're created. Just not like putting a fine point on it, because he hadn't quite figured it out yet. Unfortunately, we are going to take this next break, which comes up in 7 minutes. So we'll take it early, and then we'll do the answer reports. The next answer reports that are left. So, let's get some music going. Ah, perfect. Thank you for coming on. I hope you're enjoying the show. It's weird because we're on late, but this might be a normal thing. I'll have to feel it out because my schedule's fucked up, so we might as well feel it out anyway. 5 to 10 minutes. Typically they're only about 3 to 5 minutes. And if we switch the schedule to nighttime, they'll always be 3 to 5 minutes because I won't have to deal with my dogs, or anything like that. So yeah, 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll be right back with more story, because we're not going to do side stuff until we get to the point of no return, and then we'll backtrack. So yeah, don't go away.